If you ever rolled your eyes at people talking about manifestation and thought to yourself, yeah, that must be nice because they have a parent supporting them, or they just have it easy, or they're just lucky because you're barely affording to get by, or you're hustling and grinding and working so hard and still never having enough, this is for you because I'm going to break down manifestation in simple and clear terms so that you too will be able to create your dream life despite your circumstances. This is going to be your ultimate guide towards manifestation and probably the only video that you'll need on this topic, because this is how I went from being homeless at 17 years old to now being 20, having my own car, my own apartment, building my own business, on my way towards financial freedom. I went on the Dr. Phil show. I feel amazing. I'm happy. I love where I'm at in life. And if you would have met me when I was 17 years old, you would have never thought that my life would have ended up like this. And it was because of manifestation. It was because I took control over my life. And I can proudly sit up here and say, I don't care if you think you're broke. I don't care if you're struggling. I don't care if you think all of these things about manifestation, because I'm here to debunk all of that right now, because you can't beat experience. Someone can go online and say, oh yeah, I manifested my dream life and I did this and blah, blah, blah. Like, everybody has their own personal story. But my personal story is one of struggle, is one of hardships, just like everybody else. Everybody has a story, but my specific story is about struggle, hardship, being broke, being abandoned by my parents, being in CPS since I was like 12 years old. Like, I've been through the motherfucking ringer. And I feel like that gives me enough credentials to come on here and tell you, yes, manifestation does work, because you can't beat experience. You can see millions of people coming online saying, hey, I was in this position, now I'm in this position. This is what I did to get here. And it's a lot easier to resonate with someone who has been through what you're experiencing. I've been homeless. Like, I've been through the struggle. I know the struggle. I know what it's like to hustle and grind and work your ass off and try to get some money and still never have enough, never being able to afford your bills, never being able to actually have enough money in your bank account, accounts constantly getting overdrafted, homeless, living in a shelter, being in CPS since I was at the age of 12, having to deal with so much trauma, so much freaking hurt and pain. And now I feel like I'm on the other side of that. Of course, I'm still healing, I'm still growing, I'm still changing, but I'm in a much better place in my life, and I can proudly say that everything that I have right now and every single experience that I've had up until this point, it's been the happiest I could ever imagine. It's literally my dream life. I have brought all of this into existence, and I'm going to show you exactly how to do it in this video. So first off, what even is manifestation? Because I feel like there's a lot of negative connotations when it comes to manifestation, especially if you're religious, or maybe you have some sort of internal beliefs about manifestation and it's kind of hard for you to get on the same page with it because it sounds a little woo-woo. But really all it is, when you break it down, is just aligning your energy to the life that you want. That's it. Because right now you are currently embodying a frequency. Let's go back to 8th grade science class. We learned that everything is made of atoms. Everything is energy. This is why I love quantum physics. This is why I love science, because it goes hand in hand with manifestation. Everything is energy. If you break anything down to its simplest form, you're going to see atoms, and those atoms will be vibrating at subatomic. Those atoms have subatomic particles that are vibrating at certain frequencies. So everything has an energetic frequency. We can't see it with our eyes because it's happening so fast that things appear solid and tangible to us. But really, it's all just frequencies appearing solid. It sounds crazy, but I swear to God, look it up. I'll link my resources down below if you want to do your own research. But yes, everything is vibrating at certain frequencies, including yourself. We are energy beings. And I'm sure if you've been in the spiritual world, you hear this tons of times. We are spiritual beings having a human experience. And what that means is that we have an energy field, and everything that we emit is the frequency that we are sending out. So a person who is rooted in lack and struggle is often sending out the frequency of lack. So when you don't have enough, or you're in survival mode and you're struggling, you're usually thinking things like, I'm broke, I can't afford this, I'll never have this, it must be nice to have a lot of money, rich people are evil, money doesn't grow on trees. All of these limiting beliefs kind of swirling around in your head. And in order to actually change your beliefs or change your frequency, you have to get to the root of why you're thinking these things in the first place. And this is what I love about manifestation, because it's really just inner work. This is not putting some God on a pedestal and saying, oh, God is going to grant me all my wishes. If you believe in that, that's cool. That's not what manifestation is. It's really about changing yourself so you can attract the dream life that you want. It's about changing your thoughts and your feelings and your beliefs, because those are all energy. Your thoughts are a signal, your beliefs are signals, your feelings are signals, and all of that is being reflected back to you, because what you put out is what you get back. It's literally the law of attraction. The law of attraction and manifestation go hand in hand. They work together simultaneously, and law of attraction is in science. It's literally scientific, like attracts like, that's it. Pretty much. So the frequency that you're vibrating at, or the thoughts that you think, you can only attract the same vibration of that thought. So if you're thinking, I'm broke, you're feeling like you're struggling, you're feeling worry and anxiety and fear, you can only attract the same experiences. So you can only attract more lack. So you can only attract more struggle and more reasons to be in survival mode. Does that make sense? And the reason why you believe that way and think that way in the first place is because you were programmed. So let's think back to your childhood. If you're currently, like, take your current financial situation or take anything that you're struggling with at this moment, and I want you to kind of trace it back to childhood. Is there any moment when you were a kid where you felt the same way, where you felt the same fears or the same struggle or the same doubts? There have been many people who grew up homeless or grew up in instability, and that's all that they knew. And so and when they're navigating the world, they're thinking the same thoughts as their parents, they're feeling the same things, and they're believing the same things. They think that money is hard to come by, they think that money doesn't grow on trees, and that's how generational curses start. That's how the patterns start. If no one is doing any introspection, if no one is really questioning where their beliefs and thoughts come from, then you're just going to repeat the same life that's given to you. Because when we're born, we're given a life. Our parents tell us how the world works, what we should and shouldn't do, what we should think and what we should feel and how we should act and all of these things, right? We're programmed. This all, even from our teachers and our friends and our peers and our environment, all of these things is like input being put into us, and it goes into our subconscious mind. You have two parts to the mind. You have the conscious and you have the subconscious. The subconscious is what stores your memories, your emotions. It processes literally everything. Your subconscious is always absorbing information because it works 24/7. It controls your bodily functions. So when you're sleeping, your subconscious mind is active because that's what's keeping your heart beating. Your conscious mind, you're only using 5%. This is where your logical thinking is. This is where your thoughts are. This is how you operate throughout your day. You use your conscious mind, but your subconscious mind controls 95%. 95% of your mind. So if you really think about it, we're using only 5% of our minds when we're awake during the day. And so a lot of that 95% is conditioning from childhood. Our subconscious mind is the most active from the time that we're born up until age 7. Aristotle said, give me a boy and I will show you the man, something like that. And so give me a boy until the age of 7 and I will show you the man. That is what Aristotle said. And that is because your subconscious mind starts taking in this input, the information that you're given to, like, from your friends and your family and your peers. All of that is going in and it's being absorbed into your subconscious mind. Then you start creating a personality around the things that you're told. So if you grew up never having enough or you experienced a lot of trauma, you may start to have an internal belief of there's not enough, or I'm not worthy enough, or I'm not good enough, or I can't do this because of what you experienced or because of what people have told you. Now, just because someone told you this or you experienced it, it doesn't mean that it's true. It just means that somebody else's truth was passed on to you. And even in society, this is what we're currently going through right now, a huge major shift in realities. Because you see it's all crumbling down. People are starting to wake up to the fact that none of this shit makes sense. We created the system, we abide by the system, and then we get mad when the system doesn't work for us. But we're the ones that created it. We're the ones that created capitalism. We're the ones that created and agreed upon the value of money. We said we are going to use money to give and exchange goods without ever realizing that we're the ones creating it. This goes into the programming when we're younger. This feeds into the matrix. This is the matrix, y'all. The matrix is the mind. And people know this. This is why you're programmed with a whole bunch of ideas and set of beliefs. As soon as you're born, you're indoctrinated. Because this is the way the world works. This is how only a few certain people get to have success. It's not because they're better than you. It's not because they're luckier than you. It's not because they're more special. It's just because they know the knowledge of themselves. It's because they know the power of the mind. So when you trick people into believing in a reality where there is lack and suffering and limitation, then that creates a reality that is worse for them and better, worse for you and better for them. Because now you're creating a reality where you're struggling and you're broke and you're suffering and you don't know how to get out of it. You feel stuck. So if you're broke or you're struggling, you have to realize that where your attention goes, your energy flows. So if you're experiencing struggle or lack or limitation right now, manifestation simply states that you have to change your energy to be in direct alignment with your desires. So if you do not desire a reality where you are broke and struggling, stop focusing on thoughts and beliefs that are rooted in lack and struggle. And trust me, I know how hard this is, especially when you have bills due and you have a whole bunch of things to pay. Maybe you have kids and it just seems so stressful and so hard to focus on anything else other than surviving. But I tell you, if you just take 5 minutes, you can find 5 minutes out of your day to just sit down, sit with yourself and ask yourself, what do you want? Take yourself out of your current situation, take yourself out of your current reality, ask yourself, what do I want? And then ask yourself, who is the type of person that can get what I want? A lot of us think that, oh, if I just had enough money, if I just wasn't struggling, if I just wasn't broke, my life would be great. I would be so happy and I would be so fulfilled. And this is why we see when people win the lottery, they end up losing it all. Why? Because their energy is not able to match or hold the frequency of a large amount of money. If you're struggling for so long and if you've been broke for so long, what do you think you're going to do with $10,000? Your subconscious mind is going to find some way to blow it and you're going to be ending up back broke again in the same situation because you haven't changed yourself. In order to change anything in your 3D reality, you have to change yourself. And that is the distraction. There are so many things out in this world right now. You can order a bunch of shit online. You can shop on Amazon and get things instantaneously. You can scroll on your phone. You can get instant dopamine hits. So nobody wants to look at themselves. Everybody just wants to be complacent. You want to follow the line. You want to continue working that, well, you don't want to, but subconsciously you want to continue working that 9 to 5. You want to continue struggling. You want to continue to survive because it's all you know. It's comfortable for you. So even though you're sitting up here saying, oh, I don't want to be broke. I don't want to be struggling. I want a different life. I want to manifest a different life. But yet you won't take advice from people that are telling you how to manifest your dream life. You think you write anything off that's not in direct alignment with your comfortability as crazy or woo-woo. I'm sorry, I had to clock your T because this is how you change. You have to change yourself. If you want something, you need to look within yourself and ask yourself, what within me has prevented me or blocked me from having this experience? 9 times out of 10, you'll always find that it's some limiting belief, it's some thought, it's some experience that you had, and now you're holding this energy in your body and it's sending out a signal that's attracting the same thing back to you. So you might not have money right now, but what you do have is energy. You can never have a lack of energy. When you focus your attention on all of the things that you are grateful for and all of the things that you are abundant in, you will start attracting the same thing. Like equals like. When you embody the frequency of gratitude and love and abundance, even if you're experiencing struggle right now, you are going to receive abundance. You are going to receive more things to be grateful for. Even if it's just, I'm so grateful that I have legs that I can walk on. Boom. When you truly feel grateful for that, you're going to find more things to be grateful for, because that is just how our universe operates. Just like how we have physical 3D laws that we have to abide by, there's also spiritual universal laws that our world is operated by. So if you want to get on a new timeline, you need to hop into a different frequency. So if you don't have any money, focus on the energy that you have. Focus on changing your energy. Because the truth is, the feeling that you're looking for, that you think that the thing that you want is going to bring you, is already within you. So you think having more money will bring you happiness. It'll bring you stability and you'll feel grounded and safe. But those emotions are energy. Energy is within you. So the feeling of being safe, the feeling of being stable, the feeling of being happy is something that you can already generate within yourself, but you're not. You're not generating those feelings because it's dependent on your circumstances being exactly the way you want it to be happy. That is giving your power away. We are taught from the day we are born to give our power away to the external, regardless of what it is. We give our power away to the government. We give our power away to social media. We give our power away to other people. We allow the outside world to control us, and we never have time to look within. This is why these topics seem so strange or woo-woo, or that's why it doesn't work. You try all these methods and you get all these books and you do all these things and it doesn't work. Why? Because you have not changed yourself. You cannot, again, I'm going to say this again, you cannot manifest anything. You cannot attract a new experience being the same person that you are, or else you would have already had it. If you were already the person who was abundant and could attract anything, you would already have that thing. If you were already the person who could handle financial stability, you would already have financial stability. I can't even talk. You would already have it, you guys. It's about changing yourself. And yes, this does require a little bit of delusion because, again, it's hard to maintain a state of gratitude and abundance when you're struggling. But it's either you continue struggling, you continue feeling and thinking and believing in the same way that you do, and you continue going back to your life, working your 9 to 5. It's either the red pill or the blue pill. This is literally what this is. You go back to your regular life, doing what you've been always doing, and continuing to read all these books and then complaining and commenting other people's videos on manifestation saying, this shit doesn't work. Or you can look within yourself. You can change yourself first. You can change your energy, change your emotions by changing what you put your attention on, what you put your focus on. So right now, I want you to completely forget that you are in debt. This may sound delusional. I know. It may sound delusional. It may be hard. But maybe even, like I said, take 5 minutes out of your day. Think about what you want and pretend for just a second that you are out of your situation, that you are not experiencing what you are currently experiencing. Feel the emotions of that financial stability. Feel the emotions of being taken out of that struggle and placed into your dream life. Think about what you would be doing and feeling and acting. How would you talk to other people? How would you move throughout your day? This is the energy that you want to be stepping into, and it can be cultivated right here, right now. Your manifestations will start pouring in once you can maintain and embody the feeling of it already being here without any physical, tangible evidence. When we're broke, we obsess over all of the things that we don't have. We constantly want more and more and more. We just have our head down and we're like, okay, how can I get to the next step? How can I do this? Blah, blah, blah. Like our mind is just running rampant on all of the things that we don't have and all of the things that we need to do in order to get what we want. And we're not focusing on what truly matters, which is ourselves. So manifestation begins when you start focusing and shifting to what you already have. Again, even if it's just, I love that I have legs that I can walk on. I have breath. My breath is abundant. I don't have to worry about never having enough sip of air. I'm grateful for the trees and that give and exchange oxygen with us. And when you start pointing out at least one thing that you're grateful for, another one will come up, then another one. And then soon enough, your energy has completely shifted because you decided to take your attention off of the problem and start putting it on things that you currently have. And that brings a solution. This is what I lived. When I was 15 years old, I went down the manifestation and law of attraction rabbit hole. I started learning about this stuff because I knew I didn't want the life that my family had. I didn't want to end up like my mother or my father. I didn't want the life that my family has created for themselves. And I wanted a way out, and I really truly feel like this is my life purpose. And this is why I was led to things at such a young age, because even when at 17 years old, I was kicked out by the last family member, parents abandoned me at 15, like I hadn't talked to them in years. I had no family to rely on. I was still asking myself, how can I learn from this situation? What is this situation trying to teach me? I did a bunch of introspection. I was in hotel rooms crying by myself because I was working as a waitress, busting my ass 40 plus hours a week at 17 years old, worrying about how I'm going to afford living on my own. How am I going to put food on the table? How am I going to get by to just live another day? But still, I would sit down and talk to God. I would sit down and do my shadow work. I would journal Every single day I would write down, this is what I want to experience. I have a manifestation journal that I can actually get right now and show you guys, because I was still manifesting and I was still calling in the things that I wanted, because I knew how powerful my mind was. I knew that if I focused on my situation in a negative way, it would bring negative energy and attract similar experiences. And a lot of people actually get angry when you offer them solutions to a problem that they're currently experiencing. So that's why when you bring up manifestation and law of attraction, a lot of people have actually commented under my videos and said, yeah, we'll tell that to someone who's homeless, or yeah, it must be nice, or blah, blah, blah. Like, they comment all of their limitations on the video without understanding, like, I've been through it. I've been homeless. I've been there. It's possible. The things that you think about another person's situation is exactly what you need to be reflecting on. Think about how you feel about money. Think about how you feel with other people with money. How do you feel when you see other people getting everything that they want? How do you feel when you see someone talking about manifestation and attracting their dream life? Do you think it's hard? Do you think that they have some other help that isn't available to you? Do you think that they're more special than you? These are the limitations. These are literally the limitations. Think about what you were thinking while watching this video. Were you thinking, yeah, right, she's delusional, it's crazy? That is the limitations that you need to be reflecting on. That is exactly the work that you need to be doing. Ask yourself, where do these limitations come from? Why do I believe this thing? Because if you want money so bad, why do we make it our enemy? Why do you make money your enemy? Why do you continue to work hard and grind and hustle for it when obviously that's not how that works? A lot of people, and this is a huge debate and a huge topic too. I'm going to get back into my personal story, but this is exactly what I went on the Dr. Phil show for, because it was arguing about different generational work ethics. And I was coming on there talking about manifestation, law of attraction, and saying that you don't have to work for money. Money is a resource that we are all entitled to. It's our birthright, because money is energy. We are energetic beings. Like I said at the beginning of the video, anything broken down to its simplest form, atoms. Those atoms vibrate at certain frequencies. So what that means is that money is energy. So if you want more money, you need to change yourself, change your energy to match money's energy. And of course, nobody's hearing that. I'm on national TV, Dr. Phil. Y'all know how Dr. Phil is. Nobody's believing that shit. I actually got laughed off the stage. Like, for real. People were laughing. You can go watch the video. It'll be linked down in the description. But people get mad when you do this work, and when you actually start getting into the quantum realm, you realize that a lot of this shit that we follow is bullshit. Like, it's literally just lies. This is the matrix. This is the illusion that we're living in, because money is really not real. It's not fucking real. We invented it. Capitalism is not fucking real. We invented it and we contribute to it. Literally everything, every rule, every law, every system, we created it and we contribute to it. Think about, like, if everybody on the planet was like, man, fuck this government shit, I'm not gonna pay any attention to this, I'm actually gonna go within. I'm gonna do my own shit. I'm gonna create my own reality. Do you really think that we would be experiencing what we're experiencing in our world today? I don't think so. Because when you change yourself, you change the world. This is what people fail to realize. We've been doing so many protests, so many marches, we've been advocating, which is all good. It's all good. But we fail to do the inner work that's actually going to lead to real change. We're not addressing the root of the problem, which is our own inner hatred, our greed, our selfishness, our ego. We just want more, and we're not focusing within. This whole video, this whole manifestation thing, this whole law of attraction thing, it's all about doing the inner work. If you don't know yourself, if you can't even identify what you're thinking and feeling on a day-to-day basis, you're unconsciously manifesting a life that you don't want, and you're probably more than likely complaining, and you're placing the blame on other things for the reason why you don't have what you have. You have to take responsibility for your life. That's exactly what I did when I was homeless. I had nobody else to blame but myself. I took responsibility for my situation, and I said, I'm going to get myself out of this. And when I had moved into a shelter, a transitional living program, I decided I'm not going to work a 9-to-5 because I see everybody else doing it. It's obviously not going to get me anywhere. So I want to do something different. I started posting YouTube videos. I started making content, and that led to me being on the Dr. Phil show. And then eventually that led to more opportunities, public speaking engagements, posting more videos. I got 20,000 followers on TikTok now. I get paid to post videos. I'm monetizing my YouTube channel. I'm on my way towards financial freedom. And that is because I made a choice. That is because I decided that I wasn't going to struggle. I decided that I wasn't going to worry about money anymore. That's it. It's a decision. You're choosing something every single day. You're choosing to be broke by the thoughts that you think, by continuously staying in that reality, by the frequency that you're embodying. And then you could also make a choice to not be in that reality. You can make a choice to be in a totally different one. That's where delusion comes in. I was fucking delusional as shit when I was homeless. Totally delusional. Like, I was not living the reality that I was currently living. I was off here, where I'm currently at, because this is what I manifested. I manifested my apartment. I manifested my car, and now I have it. And it came to me in the most unique and unexpected way. You guys have to realize that when you ask for something, it's not just abracadabra, boom, here you go. When you ask for something, you're going to get a lot of lessons. You're going to get a lot of trials and tribulations, because it's not about the journey, it's about the person you become. So it's not going to instantaneously be like, oh, okay. When you ask for more money, you're actually going to get a lot of tests. You're going to get a lot of trials and tribulations as a to serve as a testament to your growth, because when you're experiencing so much financial instability and your reality just looks like it's falling apart, and you can still maintain that sense of gratitude, you can still embody the frequency of the life that you desire, you're unstoppable. That's it. That's it right there. That is your power. When you can control your energy, you control your life. I think that's all I have to say on this topic. I really hope that this was helpful, and I want to give you guys action steps that you can begin to take right now to bring your reality into existence, the dream reality that you've always been wanting. I hope that you realize by the end of this video that it is possible for you, no matter what you're experiencing, no matter what you're going through. I actually want you to comment down below and tell us your experience. Tell us your struggles with manifestation, because we are a community. I'm here for you. I want to hear about all of the things that you're going through, and I want to help you in the best way that I can. I also have a free 30-day manifestation challenge that's going to be linked down in my bio. It shows you literally everything that you need to do in order to bring in a new identity, to change yourself so you can begin to attract the life that you desire. And of course, I will link all other resources down in the description, and I will see you guys next week.